Okay, so welcome everyone to the press conference of the first home game of Promitheas Vikos against MLP 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 Greetings from us and welcome to Patras, Greece. We have with us head coach, Mr. 𝗪𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘. I hope I didn't mispronounce it. And Mr. 𝗪𝗘𝗟 from the player side. So welcome both of you to the press conference. First of all, we'll talk to Mr. 𝗪𝗘𝗟, have some thoughts from his side, and we'll let him go back to the locker room, and then we'll continue with the head coach. Mr. 𝗪𝗘𝗟, again, first game of the BCL first round, a hard-fought battle. It was a tale of two cities, we say, in the sense that a way different first half and a very different second half. In the first half, you seemed to struggle defensively, stopping Promitheas Vikos from scoring. And in the second, you just turned a notch and you're very close to turning almost a 20-point deficit. What changed in the half for your team?
I think if we start to think about like we don't have anything to lose, then we just give it all like in the previous games, I think, and it's just easier to play our system then a little bit, and we gotta just start by putting on pressure like we want. We want to run, we want to play aggressive, and we have to start off the game and be consistent throughout 40 minutes with it.
In the fourth quarter, again, much closer to turning the table. What does it take to be aggressive in the BCL? Do you see a difference between meeting teams for the first time in the BCL and maybe in the German league? Is there a difference in the BCL as far as defensive mindset?
I mean, every league in Europe is different. I think the German league is very fast, very aggressive, very, sometimes very aggressive defense with holding. And every team comes from a different league. Like we saw today, I think they're very physical. They play flat defense, which we didn't see for a few years, our club. I think, and we just have to adapt to all the different systems and play our defense as we want to, and then just run.
And last question, and we'll let you go back to the locker room. What is the silver lining for Heidelberg tonight? So I know it was a loss, maybe hard because it came to the last quarter. But what can you take away that you can build on in the group of the BCL? What have you learned in that sense?
I think the same lesson we learned the last at least two games. If we play our style, of course it's very difficult to play 40 minutes consistent, but close to 40 minutes, that's a goal. If we do that, we can be a very good team, but if we don't, you saw today we were down by 20, it doesn't look too good, and these are our two phases. We got to fix these and trying to have more minutes towards the 40 minutes with good basketball and aggressive defense.
I will let you go back to your locker room. Thank you very much for your thoughts. Mr. Janssen, the floor is yours. Again, the same question. What did you see in the first half as you saw in the second? Would you agree with Mr. 𝗪𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘's point of view about how the two halves were very different from each other? And in your mind, what was the mindset that had to change in the second half?
I mean, obviously everybody knows that this is the first international competition game for our whole organization, and I think we were prepared, but at the same time, I somehow felt in the first half that every single player we had needed like a 3-minute, like complete brain fart phase to actually come in the league. Started with our 5 starters, and then I moved somebody else in, and we pass up wide open shots. We're not playing with confidence. We defensively we were a little bit tentative and stuff, and then. Finally, and in BCL it costs. We go down by 20, and then I think mainly in the halftime we realized it's basketball. Patras is a good team, but we are a good team too, and we can be competitive when like Paul said, we get aggressive and we start acting and instead of reacting, especially defensively. And today third quarter was a little bit better, but we didn't manage to put like winning sequences together. You know, we had one good stop, bad offense. We had one good offense, bad defense. You know, and then in the fourth quarter we managed to put like some of them together. We came back, and then you know, I wish we would just finish all the way and not miss a couple of layups and a three in the end. You know, to turn the actual game for us.
Yeah, one last question from my side, and I'll see if any of the reporters have another question. Again, I asked Mr. 𝗪𝗟𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘 if there was a silver lining to tonight's game. I know you didn't have a lot of players in double digits, but that really doesn't matter. What is a nice takeaway that you can take as a coach away? What was the one player? I'm not talking about an MVP, like who would be MVP if you want, but what is the one player that tonight for your team stood out in your eyes and really showed up?
We always try to be collective, you know, and one of the things we want to build success on is you never know who's going to be that player. So in those terms, like we try to avoid using MVP or go-to guy terminology.
So it's next man up.
Yeah,
so
it's always next man up. One big takeaway, hopefully next week we don't have to go through that 3-minute brain fart phase with each player, and we're ready to play, and you know, 20 points saving that helps us a little, hopefully.
Understood. I don't have any more questions for you. Do we have any more questions for him? Okay. Mr. Thank you very much, Coach.
Yes, thank you.
Everyone, now for the home side of Promitheas 𝗪𝗘𝗠𝗘, we have the head coach, Mr. 𝗪𝗘𝗟𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗠 with us, and Robert Gray from the player side. So we'll start with some questions for Mr. Rob Gray, and then we'll let you go back to the locker room and we'll talk to head coach afterwards. Robert, great win. Congratulations for tonight. I want to ask the same question I asked Mr. 𝗪𝗟𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘 and the head coach of MLP Academics Heidelberg. A tale of two cities, in the sense that a whole different first half to a whole different second half. You seem to dominate in the first half, but then you seem to really struggle and lose almost a 20-point deficit. What changed? Did something change in the way Promitheas 𝗪𝗪𝗠𝗘 played, or was it that Heidelberg really switched the defensive mindset of their team?
I think it was apparent. You know, coach told us to be aggressive, play with contact, and let our defense lead to our offense. And we did that for about 2.5 quarters, which resulted in a positive outcome for us. After that, we have some young guys on our team, and as a unit, we play very immaturely. We played very bad with a lead. We were playing like we were down 10 or 15 points at times, and we had a 17-point lead. So, I take responsibility for that. Some of the other guys, we have to, just be a lot more smarter whenever we are in certain situations with a lead. Props to them for their effort in the second half. They played a lot more physical defensively, and that led to good offense for them. So they were able to make it a game at the end, and I'm just thankful that we were able to win.
And then just a second question, I'll let you go back to the locker room with the rest of the guys. I know tonight's victory was amazing, especially for what comes up next in the BCL and also in the Greek League. We don't like to talk about MVPs so much. Someone will be crowned MVP of the game, so most valuable, but it doesn't really matter. My question to you is, who stood out in your eyes from your team that maybe someone won't see in the statistics sheets of tonight's game?
Plotas, for sure. Plotas.
Yeah.
He came with the energy. He made free throws late that were important. He fights. He started the game. He played a lot. He didn't make any excuses of being tired. And, I appreciate that. That's leading by example.
Yeah, well, you're giving me an assist here. I have to ask. You're a guy who's super experienced. You've played in some of the most amazing leagues and in big teams, big clubs. What is it to be almost the senior player to the young guys? What do you bring to the table as far as your experience to the younger guys like Plotas, like you mentioned?
Yeah, it's funny. Time really waits for no man. This is the first time I've been the oldest player on a team. And, naturally, I'm very demanding. I'm very blunt and straightforward. So I just try to always hold guys to a higher standard and push them to want the best version of themselves. Not just because I say it, because it's what's best for them, their career, their family. And ultimately, it helps us all because winning is what we're here for. So that's something that I like to do. I grew up that way with my parents and tough coaching and tough love. So it's real love, in my opinion, because if I don't really care, I won't say much to you. But I try to steer guys in the right direction and just ultimately help them be the best version of themselves.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll let you go back to the locker room. Thank you for answering our questions. I appreciate it.
Να αλλάξω.
Το μικρόφωνο μόνο. Coach, it must be exhausting, especially when you see such a big deficit almost be dwindled down and almost extra time coming up. You've had also a hard weekend being in Thessaloniki. What did it take to motivate your team for tonight's game? And especially, like I said, with two different halves of the game, way different one from each other.
First of all, I want to congratulate our players for the win. Win is win. It was very tough for us because we have the trip, as you said, from Thessaloniki. But after the loss that we have against Iraklis, we discussed each other at the team to make a new start because that loss was a lesson for us. The way that we approached the game in Thessaloniki and the way that we played during the game, that was a lesson for us. So the first thing that we discussed to do is to be tough, to play with contact defensively, and we did it actually for 28-30 minutes. The problem is that sometimes I told to the players that winning the games covers the bad things. So for us, we will not cover the bad things because we start the fourth period leading by 18 points and we almost lost the game and the approach was very bad. We are a team, in my eyes, that sometimes we get confidence from our offense and then we play defense. So good teams must be at the opposite way, to get confidence from defense and then play with confidence in our offense. So the numbers are clear. We finished the first half with 10 assists. We finished the game with 13. Actually, we make one assist at the last quarter. We start playing individually with no pass or with one pass. We knew that the German team, Heidelberg, will react. They have an athletic team, they have size, so we react with the wrong way. And we have to correct this, to have the right approach, because the same way we approach the game against 𝗪𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘, we are losing by 6-7 points at the third quarter, and we react like we are losing by 30 points. And the game was 15 minutes before the end, and we approach the game like we are losing 30 points and the game needs 3 minutes to finish. So we react the same way with the opposite way. I mean, we rush, we get some offensive rebounds, we shoot the ball immediately, we run the fast break, leading by 16, we take crazy three-point shots. We were in panic. And this is the second time, so we have to fix it because we have really difficult games in front of us.
No, that's a great answer. Okay, then one last question, I'll let you go. I know a coach of Heidelberg didn't want to mention players. He said, next man up. But tonight we saw amazing, and I agree with Mr. Gray about Plotas playing some great minutes, especially with the ball in his hands. But also Polly playing amazing defensively. What surprised you tonight about maybe the defensive stands of players like Plotas or Polly, or did nothing surprise you?
No, actually Polly did a great job also in Rhodos at the second game against Olympiakos. Nikos the same against Olympiakos. All the young guys, they give us a lot of things at the final of the Super Cup. For the young guys, I will say one more time, the way to find some minutes at the games is to start to play hard on defense, and then for sure they will play. I'm a coach that I trust the young guys. There is no doubt about this. The philosophy of the club is the same. We want to give the time to the Greek players, to young Greek players, to find time to be important for us. So there is only one way to play, and Nikos did a great job today, and Polly too.
Okay, fine. Last question. You played as a professional for many years in some amazing clubs. What did you wish you knew when you were 18 or 17 years old, fighting to be in the first league as a young player, in relation to how your young guys are playing for you? What did you wish you knew when you were 18? So if you could go back in time and speak to your 18-year-old self, what would you say about being a young guy trying to win minutes in a team like Promitheas?
First of all, the society changed totally. I mean, the approach. We have in front of us different generation. As my father, they have different generation when I was a young kid. So the only thing that I want to say is something typical, but it's very important and very hard to do it. To be humble, to work every day 200%, and to play with confidence. I think that if you do those things, for sure you will make a career, whatever is your talent. I mean, how high level you can play. So if you do these things, for sure you will play. We know everybody that the Greek basketball needs the young Greek players. So this is the only way to be a player. Plus the 1.5 hours, especially a team like us that we are playing two competitions, is not enough to be a player. You need more time, more practice, and work hard.
Coach, thank you. No more questions. Thank you. Πες το. Sorry, έχουμε μια ερώτηση στα ελληνικά.
Το πρώτο βήμα για την ευρωπαϊκή πορεία έγινε. Ο Προμηθέας έχει κυκλώσει το συγκεκριμένο παιχνίδι σε ό,τι αφορά την πρόκριση στην επόμενη φάση.
Μπορώ να απαντήσω στα ελληνικά ή στα...
Ναι, στα ελληνικά.
Έγινε το πρώτο βήμα. Κάθε παιχνίδι για μας είναι σημαντικό. Νομίζω ότι είμαστε σε έναν όμιλο που έχει ισορροπία. Η Λιέτβος είναι σίγουρα μια ομάδα που έχει δαπανίσει μεγάλο budget και δείχνει το φαβορί του ομίλου. Από εκεί πέρα κάθε μάτς για μας στην Ευρώπη είναι κυκλωμένο να κερδίσουμε. Και αυτό θα προσπαθήσουμε να κάνουμε.
Σας ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Κι εγώ. Ευχαριστώ. Thank you.